today will never, ever, ever come again. Is that a scary thought or is that a good thought? But you've only got one shot at today. Make it the best day yet. Why not make it the best day of the rest of your life? Are you all in? To be all in, you need to be present. And I'm glad you're here. I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. This is your yoga from home. You do it at home. It's a no intimidation zone. It's a no beating up on yourself zone too. So do what you can with what you got. The bottom of the screen says, do what is right for your body. Everybody's body is different. And every day is different in that one and only wonderful body of yours. Honor it. Respect it. Find the balance in life that keeps you fit as a fiddle. That's what you want to do. Every day our practices are different. As I said, today we've got a little bit of a focus on the hips. We're going to move quick today. Most of today's practice is all on the ground. You can make it all on the ground if you wish. There's a couple of balancing poses you can do, or you can say, I'm not doing it. I'm staying down on my mat, because you modify. You do your practice your way, keeping yourself from hurting. That's the most important thing. Don't hurt. Listen to your body. Do what it says. You know, if something feels good, stay there longer, breathe through it and enjoy it. If it doesn't feel right, if it's painful, come out of it. Don't do it. Not every pose is meant for everybody. All right, here's a word for you to think about as you practice today. And we've been thinking about this kind of thing all week, balancing ease and effort. Balance, balance. You always think balance. Oh, balancing like in tree pose, balancing in my body. That's important too, but balancing means more than that. It's equilibrium. It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's mental steadiness. It's emotional stability. It's I like this, habit of calm. Isn't that nice? And it's bodily equilibrium. And we talk about that in yoga, how yoga means the union of body, mind, and spirit. That's what it is. And you feel better. You feel balanced. All right, grab your props, maybe a couple yoga blocks, maybe a strap or a jump rope or your dog's leash, and let's get started. All right, we're on our mat. Let's stay down here. Come into pentacle pose, one of the best poses ever. You can do this. Yes, you can. Pentacle pose, come down onto your back. All right, as you're getting down here, stress number, first thing we do in every practice, as long as I remember to ask you, think about a stress number on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10. Where are you today? What's going on? Give it a number, like a frowny face to smiley face at the doctor's office as you make your way on down to fully reclined. All right, so you're lying down. Arms go overhead. Legs spread wide. You look like a capital letter X. This is pentacle pose. I think the best part of this pose is the journey. It's coming on down and just opening up. Sigh it out audibly. Really, truly, you're home. Nobody's listening other than your dogs maybe, or your cat. Take a deep breath in through your nose and audibly sigh it out. Let it go. Let the cares of the world go. Let all your troubles go. Sounds so easy, doesn't it? Well, you got to start. You got to try. You got to put forth the effort. Balance ease with effort to find your balance. We're not going to be here very long unless you choose to stay here. Take a deep breath in. Be aware of your breath in today's practice. And a deep breath out. Sigh it out. And if it doesn't feel good to have your arms so lifted, think about a snow angel. Sweep the arms down a little bit or a lot, whatever feels right for you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Little extra emphasis on the hips. Let your pinky toes fall more toward the earth. Think of opening up in the pelvis. Take a deep breath in. Sighing breath out. Let it go. We'll come back to pentacle again, or stay here if you want. I'm going to come into a child's pose now. Make your way there if you like. Bring your arms slowly on down. Bend your knees, roll on over, and take your child's pose. All right, for your child's pose, knees, couple ways to take it. Maybe you use a block. I've got the little half block to bring me closer down to the earth. Knees can be together, big toes touching, hips back to the heels, arms by your sides, palms face up. That block, you can rest your head on it. Breathe in, sigh it out. As you breathe in, find length in your spine. As you breathe out, find length in your tailbone. Another option, you could ditch the block and bring your head all the way down to the mat. Or the one I like, spread your knees wide, big toes touch, hips back to the heels, arms reach long to the top of your mat, forehead down on your mat or your block. Deep breath in, big sighing breath out. Don't forget, make it audible, let it go. As you breathe out, think of your belly button going toward your navel. No, that's the same thing. Think of your belly button going toward your spine. I told you we're live. All the mistakes stay, and that's real life. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Your mat, your time on your mat. Enjoy this 1 hour or however long you can stay. But just let the outside world go and focus on how your body feels. Get out of your head. Let the body move to what feels good, and don't worry about it. Don't worry about how a pose looks. Don't worry, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. Forget it, I can't do yoga. Don't think that way. You can do yoga because you modify it, you make it work for you. Maybe you've got a little bend in your elbows making this work for you. Maybe you've got 2 blocks under your forehead making it work for you. Deep breath in. Now this time as you exhale, perhaps close your lips and engage what's called Ujjayi Pranayama breath. That's allowing you to build heat in your body and just focus on that cool sound of your breath inside. Unclench your jaws if your teeth are touching. Stay here if you like. This is a great pose. It strengthens the quadriceps. It adds flexion to the knees. It adds flexion to the ankles. You're reaching in your arms if you're in the extended child's pose. Getting that shoulder mobility going. Hips, if the legs are spread wide, you're getting some motion in your hips. You're getting some length. You're getting some strength in the spine. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stay here longer if you like. Child's pose really speaks to you sometimes, so stay there. Don't worry about staying in the pose. I'm going to move on to a cat-cow pose. This is another pose for the spine. Come up to a neutral tabletop. That means your knees are underneath your hips and your shoulders are over your wrists. Press into your hands. Give them a little bit of a gecko suction cup kind of feeling to the mat. Press the tops of your feet into your mat so your core engages. Find length in your spine as you press the earth away. Tailbone to the back, crown of the head to the front, back is nice and straight. Let's do cat-cow. As you exhale the air from your lungs, tuck your chin to your chest, let your head look down to your belly button, tuck your tailbone underneath, and arch your back like a Halloween cat. When you're ready, come to cow, just the opposite, tailbone and crown of the head lift. Continue with this cat-cow pose, marrying your breath to the pose. Hollow out the belly for cat, belly button to the spine. Inhale, cow. Think of the belly going down to the earth. Crown of the head lifts, tailbone lifts. I think that's where it feels really good, in your low back. So a couple cat-cows, your way, your pace, your speed, your extension and flexion to what feels right for you, right here, right now, in this moment. So think of the movement of the spine, the delicate movement of the spine. When your spine moves, you feel happy. There's a saying in yoga, and that is, you are as young as your spine is flexible. Nice. All right, let's finish up in cat-cow, or maybe you choose to continue. I'm going to come into a thunderbolt pose. All right, so for thunderbolt, just have a seat on your heels. Let's keep our feet, tops of our feet, on the mat, because we're going to go into toes pose in a little bit, so that'll be just the opposite. So have a seat on your heels. Keep your knees together. How is that feeling? Maybe you might like to have a towel under your knees. That's fine too. I'm going to lift the arms up. I'm going to sweep them up to the sky, getting back into the shoulders, lengthening through the fingertips. As I exhale, I'm going to bring my palms down and just float my arms on down. Maybe close your eyes and just get into this shoulder movement. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now, don't think it's silly. Don't think, oh, it's not doing anything. The movement is so good for your body. Even the littlest of movements improve your body's function. You're just letting the body know movement in these joints. You can do it. And let it feel so good. Set these new thresholds of movement. Move it or lose it, right? You know that. Sweep up with an inhale and float it on down with the exhale. All right, we're going to move through this kind of quickly. Hinge forward. Let your hands walk forward. Keep your hips back on your heels. Let the arms go forward. So you're kind of combining those two child poses, right? You've got the classic child's pose with the knees together, and you've got the arms reaching like an extended child's pose. So just hold on here, stretch it through the shoulders. Slowly bring the shoulders on up over the hips. Bring your hands behind you, a little bit of a kickstand. Look up to the sky. Bend your neck, letting the chin go up to the sky. Shoulders are back and down. Lift. Not too bad, right? Not too shabby. You got it. Good job. All right, let's do a big hug now. So we went forward, we went back, tee out your arms. Even pulse your arms to the back of the room a little bit. That feels good. Backs of the hands to the back of the room feel opening up through the chest. Breathe better. Give yourself a big hug. Let the arms crisscross in front of your body. Let the elbows stack or work a little bit away from each other. And then work your fingers towards your spine. All right, fingers are towards your spine. Soften in the shoulders, shoulders away from the ears. And then expand through the shoulders to the side of the room. Feel this pleasure of this nice tight hug. Feels really good in about the mid-back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Maybe your eyes are still closed. Just enjoy it. All right, remember what arms on top. Open up your arms again. Tee them out. Little pulse of the hands to the back of the wall. Like when we do the pose, you will look taller. We're going to do that 2 ways today. You can either do it lying down on your mat, or you can do it standing. All right, cross the other arm on top. Same thing. Big hug here, which is the opposite shoulder on top. Let the shoulders soften. Let the shoulders expand. Big hug. All right, release your hands down to your thighs and let's do some neck work. So important. Don't become a stiff-necked people. It's not good. You want to have neck mobility. So one of the worst things, all right, start to turn your head from left to right. One of the worst things is that camera in your car, right? The backup camera, because you don't have to turn your neck to look to see if a car is coming. So keep working the neck. Don't give in to technology. Technology is good in some ways, right? But oh my gosh, how we kind of become lazy. We sit too long. We don't move enough, but you move a lot. All right, head back and forth, right to left. All right, let's get into this a little bit more. Bring your head back to the midline of your body. Do some neck circles here, just organic movement. Organic movement, isn't that silly? It seems like all move is organic. So go ahead and just kind of float your head around on your shoulders. Do what feels good. Maybe eyes closed, maybe open. Just move your head around. All right, let's bring our head to stillness. Let's sweep our arms up to the sky. Lengthen up here. Breathe in. Exhale, soften in the shoulders. Bend your left elbow. Bring your right hand down to your thigh. Bend your left elbow and place the left hand on top of the right ear, and then let that hand encourage the head to the left side. So you're trying to get this ear down, down, down to the shoulder. While you're doing this, soften in the opposite shoulder. So using your hand, you can add some leverage here. Work the head toward the shoulder. Take the other hand, the right hand, bring it around your back, bend the elbow, and just hold it here. Push the hand and the forearm into the back. Feel it in the right side of your neck. Couple breaths here. And then let's finish. Bring that right arm back to the thigh. Slowly release your left hand from your right ear. Slowly bring your head back up to center. Guess what? Other side. Lift your arms high up to the sky. Stretch it out. Breathe. Kind of like from the waist up, it's like extended mountain, right? Lengthen. Soften. Bring the left hand down to the thigh. Bend the right elbow. Place the right fingers on top of the left ear and encourage the head to the shoulder. Oh, good. All right. Oh, hey, Dwayne put the states up for me. Lori in Kansas. Tammy in Colorado. Stan in Virginia. Diana in New York. Betty in Florida. Liz in Florida. Tyrone, where are you? Rena in Panama. Cannell in Florida. Kristen in North Dakota. How are you guys doing? All right, how are you doing here? Take that left hand, bring it around your back. Press the back of the hand and the forearm into your back. Ooh, while encouraging that right ear to the shoulder. How does it feel? Soften in the left shoulder. Nice big stretch. You got it going on. Good on you. Breathe in, breathe out. All right, let's finish up. Bring the left hand back to the thigh. Release the right hand from the head and slowly work your head back up to the midline. How are you feeling? Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Okay, here we go. Low body, those hips. Let's do it. Come on down to your bottom. Think of how long you were in that thunderbolt pose. Think of that flexion in the ankles. Good job. We're going to do toes pose in a bit to counter that, but way to go. All right, legs go long. Spread your legs good and wide. Use your hands, open up your thighs a little bit. Spread them wide. Hold on here, lengthen up to the crown of your head. You got it. Walk your hands a little bit forward, not too far. We're not going to stay long. Just kind of take this brief little stretch here. See how far you can go to make it feel good. Put your toes up toward the sky. Stretch, reach, come on back. Bring your hands back up toward the midline of your body with your shoulders over your hips. Now bend one leg. I'm going to bend my right leg. Bend it real good. And then, like you do in tree pose, hug that ankle in. Bring the sole of the right foot up into the left thigh. All right? So hold it there. Find your blocks. If you want to use them, you don't have to use them. Place them on the two sides of that extended leg, the left leg's knee. You can have them right there. Whatever height you like, because the blocks have lots of heights, right? And then twist your torso toward that extended leg's knee. And then come on down like you're gonna kiss your knee. Maybe that's a pipe dream. Maybe that is so far away, but it doesn't matter. Place your forearms onto your blocks, if that feels good and restful, or no blocks at all. You don't need blocks. Take your hands and scoot them on down your calf. Hug the elbows in toward the knee. Hollow the belly out. When you hollow the belly out on those exhales, maybe you feel like you can get even closer to your knee. Close your eyes. That's an important part of it. Close your eyes and imagine that you're getting closer, closer, closer. Don't sweat it. Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter if you're seated with your shoulders over your hips. Tyrone! London. Awesome. Lengthen up and then fold. Eyes closed. Try. Imagine that you are kissing your knee, or that your nose is on your knee, or that your forehead is on your knee. Keep your bottom cheeks down. Don't force it. Inhale, find length in your spine. That's going to get you there. Exhale, hollow out the belly, allowing the face to come even closer to the knee. Don't sweat it. You got it. Breathe. Wherever you are, perhaps open your eyes and see how much closer you are to your knee than you gave yourself credit for. Walk your hands up that extended leg, then turn toward the midline of your body. And repeat on the other side. Extend the right leg, bend the left leg, or maybe you did it the other way around. Bring the sole of the foot up into the thigh or wherever you want to bring it. Lengthen up. You got it. Don't sweat it. Using the blocks to surround the opposite knee or not. Turn your body toward that opposite knee. Maybe this is where you stay. Maybe today you put your hands down and you just take a little twist. Don't sweat it. It's all good. I'm going to walk my hands down toward my foot. I'm going to capture my calf, hug my elbows in, lengthen up through my spine, and then come closer. Come closer to the knee. Your yoga, your way. Take a couple of breaths here. Eyes closed. Imagine the best for you. Breathe in. Slowly breathe out, softening in the shoulders, softening in the hips, finding space in the hips. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Believe in yourself. If you don't, how could others believe in you? Come on, you got it. One more big breath in. And a big breath out. Open your eyes. See that knee. Marvel at what you've achieved. And then walk your hands back up your leg. You got it. Awesome. You did it. All right. Let's take our legs, send them long on your mat. Seated forward fold, staff pose. So your hips are underneath your shoulders. Let your arms come on up to the sky and then hinge forward. This just kind of balance everything out. So you had this same kind of feeling in the left hip, then the right hip, then the left hip. Now you're kind of balancing and evening everything out, kind of like what we do in Pentacle, how you just bring everything back to equilibrium. Elbows hugged in, a little bit of a forward fold. Breathe in, breathe out, restorative forward fold here with your nose toward your knees, and then come on up, shoulders over your hips. Guess what? You know what'll feel really good here is a wide-legged child's pose. So let's do that. Remember we did this early on, let's do it again. Spread your knees, big toes touch, hips back to your heels, arms reach long to the top of your mat. Sink your head down to your block if you want, or to your mat. Breathe in, breathe out. This is your wide-legged child's pose. A little evolution of child's pose here, if you will. We can take it to a tadpole and then a full frog. Try it. Okay, so maybe you turn on your mat so your knees can stay padded. Knees can be spread really, really wide. Arms reach really, really long. Spread your knees even wider. And sink your hips back to your heels. By changing the orientation on your mat, you can keep the mat underneath your knees. And when you're ready, that's your tadpole. Take it to a full frog. For your full frog, you want to work your shins more parallel to the sides of the mat. Oh my goodness, you feel this in the groin, in the upper inner thighs. Breathe. Maybe you work the shins even further apart or not, you decide. Ooh, do turn on your mat because it's killer on the knees unless you put a towel under your knees. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's come out of it. All right, that's another pose you could stay really a lot longer in, but today we're just going to run through the motions. I think sometimes if you go through the motions more quickly and you just kind of hold them for a little bit, you kind of build trust in the body, and that's important too. All right, so let's, from this child's pose, come out of it. Spread your knees kind of in a wide-kneed tabletop. Hinge your weight forward into the arms, and just feel what that feels like to have the weight in the arms. Put a little bend in your elbows and just move them a little bit. That's going to prepare us for the plank that we're going to do in just a little bit. Got to have a plank pose thrown in, right? Okay, let's come back to a neutral tabletop. Now you know that feeling. Let's do a thread the needle pose. With your neutral tabletop, remember shoulders over wrists, knees under your hips. Neutral tabletop, press into the earth. Thread the needle pose. Start by lifting your right arm up to the sky. So you're going to take a little bit of a twist, look up to the right hand. As you exhale, bring that right arm down through the other arm. Sink the right shoulder down to the mat or the block. Left arm reaches longer to the top of your mat. Here's where, everybody's height is different, your leg length, your torso length. Adjust your body, your low legs, your knees, so you can bring that right shoulder down to the mat or the block. Left arm reaches good and long to the top of your mat. Right shoulder is down on your mat. Palm of the right hand is up as you reach those fingers to the left side of your room. Right arm is reaching high to the top of the mat. Breathe. All right, your hips. Let's take the left leg, extend it, and bring it on out. Bring it on out, kind of like when we sweep the leg around, when we do a twist. twist in our cat pose and cat pulling the tail. Just extend that left leg. Breathe. The focus is on the shoulder here. You want to feel a good sensation in the shoulder. All right, let's come out of it. Bring the leg back, bring the left arm back, unthread the needle with the right hand, come to your neutral tabletop-like position, send the right arm up to the sky and take that little twist as we complete this side. Bring the right arm on down. You did it. All right, other side, left arm lifts. Left arm lifts and you look up to your left fingers as best you can. Sweep the left arm down and under for your thread the needle pose here. Right arm reaches long, adjust your hips, bring your left shoulder on down. Right arm reaches high, left arm reaches to the side, palm of the left hand is up. Adjust your hips to what feels good and then extend your right leg out. Plant the sole of the foot down, send your hips back and just breathe here. Just marvel at the contortions you can do in your body. Our bodies were designed by our Creator to move. Breathe in, breathe out. Breath. When you're ready, slide the right hand back. Bring the right knee back. Let's unthread, de-thread the needle by lifting the left arm up, up, up to the sky. Look up and then finish. Hand comes down, knees come down, cat, cow. Tuck your chin to your chest, arch your back. You're a pro at this now. Arch your back to the sky. Inhale, cow, tailbone and crown of the head lift. Let's come back to a neutral tabletop and tuck our toes under and our beloved toes pose. It is time. All right, here's what you can do. Tuck your toes under, have a seat on your heels. How does that feel? If it is painful, take it to a lesser percentage. Maybe hinge forward a little bit. Don't hurt yourself, but distinguish between pain and discomfort. It's not comfortable. I'm not lying. It's not comfortable. It doesn't feel, wow, I want to be here forever. But it does feel good in a way. You get it. All right, so maybe you take a block and have a seat on the block behind your heels. That's fine too. I'm going to flow ankle pose to toes pose. If you've decided to keep the block back there, that's good, that's fine. Stay here in your toes pose for a bit, but don't forget to take at least a little bit of an ankle pose. All right, so you can use the blocks to bring the ground up to you or not. You can walk with the blocks back and sit right here and stay here for your toes pose. Then you can take your ankle pose. All you do there is untuck your toes, come onto the tops of your feet using your blocks. Press into them, lifting your knees up off the ground, keeping your knees together though, and finding your balance on the tops of your feet. And go back and forth. You know, stay for a breath or two or whatever feels right. I'm not going to use the blocks. I'm going to bring my hands to prayer center. Breathe here in the toes pose. Send your breath to your toes. That sounds weird, right? But just send your breath to your toes and just feel a further softening in the feet. Then I'm going to come to the ankle pose. You know, you could always use your hands as little kickstands. And lift your knees on up. Keep the knees together. Use your hands as a kickstand and come on back to whatever feels like you want to be. All right? I'm going to bring my hands to prayer center to challenge my balance a little bit as I balance on the tops of my feet. Another thing you could do is close your eyes and find your balance here. All right, back and forth a couple of times. If you've been in toes pose this whole time, don't forget to take a brief little ankle pose just to work that full range of motion. You know, adjust, just don't quit. Don't ever quit, right? Adjust and modify. Breathe. Such an important pose for your foundation. Stick with it. All right, let's finish up. Let's come to a neutral tabletop. Lift your feet up, squeeze and scrunch your toes. Let your ankles feel all airy and spacious. Squeeze and scrunch your toes, circle the ankles this way and that. Tap the tops of your feet out on your mat. Now we're gonna do something kind of fun. Come on down, have a seat on your bottom. All right, seated forward fold, staff pose, remember that? Send your legs long, toes up toward the sky. Send your arms up high to the sky. You look like the letter L for the word lovely. Cross your right ankle over your left. Lengthen up and then hinge forward. Reach your arms forward, forward, forward. Reach your elbows toward your knees. Capture your calf and just hinge forward in a restorative forward fold here with the right knee on top. Come on up, shoulders over your hips. Arms go high again. Uncross your legs. Cross the other leg on top. Lengthen up, hinge forward, reach forward as if you're giving someone a gift. And then take your hands, float them on down by your legs and hug your elbows in and look toward your knee. Come on up, shoulders over your hips. Let your feet go back to a natural position. Let your feet be high up to the sky. Big toes are touching big toes. Now what you want to do here is take your feet and then try to think of your feet as coming together, trying to reach the soles of your feet to touch each other. And then open them up, and then send your ankles toward the earth. Kind of like ballet feet. Come on back up, toes up toward the sky. Try to get your soles of your foot to touch the other soles. Open them up, send the pinky toes toward the earth. This is kind of the fun part. Hinge forward, pull all 10 toes back. Pull them back, back, back. Think of your toes pose, pull them back. Pull them back. So not only is your back enjoying this, but your toes are enjoying it too. Maybe each individual toe sounds silly, but pull them back toward the top of your foot. Just pull them back. And when you're ready, pull all 10 toes really nice and strong toward your body. At the same time, press the soles of the feet into your palms of your hands. Ooh, and enjoy the nice little stretch here. Maybe look to your knees. Stretch it out. And then finish. Come on up, bring your shoulders up over your hips. Let's do a bicycle pose. All right, and we're gonna do boat with a strap. So have your strap nearby. Come on down, all the way down to reclined. We're gonna do a reclined bicycle today. Bring your hands lightly to your temples. Lift your knees up, bringing your knees over your hips. Draw your toes towards your shins so you can feel your tailbone really plug into your mat. And then driving through your heels, do a bicycle pose here. You can do any variation of bike you like. We did several yesterday, and we do several most days. Today we're going to stick with this one because this is our Wednesday down on your mat practice. But you can do any variation of bike you like. Sometimes we do a Pilates bicycle when we incorporate Joseph Pilates moves into our practice on Fridays. So check it out. All right, how are your hips feeling? Pretty good, right? So you're doing your reclined bicycle pose. Enjoy. All right. Let's finish up here. Send your legs high up to the sky. Keep your fingers at your temples. Draw your toes towards your shins. Slowly lower your legs on down. You do what's right for you. If it doesn't feel good, if it's too much for the low back, don't do it. Lower the heels nice and slowly to the earth. Maybe hover above the earth an inch or so. Then come all the way down. Find your strap so we can do a boat pose with the strap. Now you don't have to do it with the strap. Just gonna do things a little different today, just because it's good to shake it up. All right, put the strap underneath the soles of your feet. Send your legs high up to the sky. Hold on to the strap like reins of a horse and hug your elbows in. Draw your toes towards your shins and let your legs come on down as slowly as they came on up. And then peel your shoulders up and come on up to your boat pose. Once in your boat pose, hold on to the strap. Back is nice and flat. Try to resist the tendency to round your shoulders. Lift your chest high, elbows hugged in. Find your balance here. All right, breathe. Remember to breathe, always breathe. Hold on, stay strong. This is your boat pose. It helps you be stable, nice stable core. Let's bring our heels on down to your mat. Forward fold, let's do that again. Your hips will love you. Walk your hands down both straps. Using this strap, maybe a forward fold is a little more accessible to you. Look to your knees. And then finish. Come on up, shoulders over your hips. You know what we're gonna do next. That 1 minute timer. All right, here's the deal. Every practice, just about, we do a 1-minute plank because planks are so good for building strength, and you got to have strength. Don't think, oh, I'm too old to have strength. No, the older you get, the more you need to be strong. You need to be stable. You need to be strong. You need to find that stability, and plank is a great way to do it. Stable core makes you strong. Lots of ways to take plank. You do it your way. One of the things you could do is come back to a neutral tabletop. Work your arms forward. Work your knees back a little bit, like you adjusted them when we did thread the needle, because everybody's different. And then hinge your weight forward. Remember how we played with the elbows a little bit? Thinking, all right, find the weight in the arms. Hold it here, you got this. Another option would be to slip down to your forearms, fingers spread wide, forearms parallel to the sides of your mat. Adjust your knees and hinge the weight more forward, having the elbow under the shoulder, press into the earth here. You could draw the toes towards the shins, and you could pop on up and take a dolphin plank. You could take a high plank. A high plank, what you would do there, straighten the arms, shoulders over the wrists, legs long, feet hip width distance apart. Hinge the body forward, press into the earth, engage your core, and stay flat as a board as you do your plank pose in a high plank. Today, I'm going to do a crouching panther pose. So it's just like, we call it different names. Call it bear plank, crouching tiger, whatever you want to call it. All that is from a neutral tabletop. Tuck the toes under and pop on up, elevating the knees above the earth. We're going to set a 1-minute timer. Go ahead and set it. Dwayne, let's do it. 1 minute. 1 minute. Timer is there. All right, here we go. Countdown. You're in your position of plank. Take the one that you like. Be stable, be strong, take breaks when you break them, take breaks when you would like to take a break by coming down to your knees, or if you're in a high plank, you can come up to a downward facing dog. So whatever you're doing, you want to be stable in the arms. You want the shoulders over the wrists for proper alignment. We are, 20 seconds in? All right, hold on here. You got it. Breathe in, breathe out, stay strong. You got it, focus. So I'm looking between my thumbs, lengthening through my spine, engaging my core. That means pulling my belly button toward my spine. Really helps to have your fingers spread wide and kind of gecko grip the mat. We got 15 seconds to go. Breathe. This is not an easy variation. You think, oh, not too bad. It's hard. They're all hard. But you're harder. You're tougher. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. And then quit. We are done. We are finished. Bring your knees on down. Grab a drink of water. Hello, Christy in Texas. We're all over the place. This is good. All right, grab a drink. How are you doing? However long you did it, it's kind of fun. I like to time myself and just see if I improve. It's always good. You always want to try to improve, right? Okay, let's keep going. It's Wednesday. It's all on the mat, but it's certainly not easy, right? Pentacle. We started there. Let's do it again. And this is where you got a choice. So come on down. Spread your heels. Let your pinky toes fall to the sides of the mat. You know what you could do? If you want to stay down and not do the balancing I'm going to do next, you cover your eyes with your towel or your eye shade. That's always nice. Pentacle pose. Enjoy the journey. Breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. Think of this as resetting and finding balance. All right. Balance means lots of things, right? Mental stability, emotional stability, and physical stability. I'm going to do some physically balancing poses. You can stay here if you like. Bring your arms down by your sides and your feet together if you want to join me in a couple standing balancing poses. Come on up to a standing position. All right, here's the deal. These poses we're going to do in standing. You could also kind of do them lying down if Pentacle's kind of like, I want to do something a little different. So come on up to standing. Maybe, up to you. All right, remember the you will look taller pose? Let's stand. All right. In the you will look taller pose, what you want to do? Let's go to the high camera, Dwayne. All right, so legs together. We're going to do you will look taller. Bring your body into the shape of the letter Y. Press the backs of your hands to the back of the wall. You will look taller, the first letter of each word. You, and you can do this lying down too, so maybe bring your legs together. Press the backs of your hands into your mat as you come into the U. Come into the W for will. Press the backs of your hands to the back wall or into your mat. It's an important part of it. Feel the strengthening in the spine. You will, 2 L's, bring the elbows in. Look. Tee out your arms taller, pulse them to the back of the room. We did that pulsing earlier. It feels so good. Breathe. Let's do it again. You will look. T for taller, how's that? Breathe. One more time. You will look taller. Oh, your spine is thanking you for strengthening all those muscles along it. Let your arms float down by your sides. Feel tall here, stand up proud. Palms in toward your thighs with the pinkies a little more in than the rest of the hand. Shoulders are back and down. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Let's do beloved tree pose. Hands to prayer center. Weight into your left knee, weight out of the right, bend it, and bring the sole of the foot up into whatever feels right on that standing foundational leg. Maybe you kickstand it, it's up to you. I'm gonna bring the foot high up into the thigh. Skip over the knee, don't ever push the foot sideways into the knee. Let the knee of the right leg come toward the earth and then a little more toward the back of your room. You can place your hands on your hips, on a chair, or at prayer center. Focus where the wall and the ceiling meet. So you're looking up a little bit. Bring your hands up toward the sky and sway them. Sway your branches like a tree in the autumn or like a palm tree in Florida. Breathe, hold on here. We're going to take this a little differently. We're going to take this immediately into a humble warrior. How's that? Bring your hands to prayer center. There's the humble part. Now this foot that's bent, that's pushing into your inner thigh, let it slide a little bit so the outside of that ankle is on the thigh. Bend your left knee and come into a little bit of a chair-like pose as you create a figure 4 in your legs. Sit your bottom back. Hands at prayer center, focus here. Take your hands, if you like, and bring them behind your low back. Interlace your fingers and work them away from your spine as you look down towards your left foot. Find your balance. If you fall out, no big deal, get back in. Bring your hands back to prayer center. Come on up to standing, release the right foot down next to the left. That is a balance challenge. How did you do? You did great. I'll answer that for you because you tried. That's all that counts. You fall out, get right back up. Don't stay down. Root into the right foot, open up the left foot. Bring the sole of the foot wherever you like and stay right there. You know what is best for you. I'm gonna bring the sole of my foot up into my right thigh. I'm going to push the thigh and the foot into each other. Hands to prayer center. Breathe in, breathe out. Grow the branches if you like. Focus, focus, focus. Nothing else matters but this moment. It's your one and only moment. Stay here. I'm going to bring my hands back to prayer center. I'm going to let my left ankle come on top of my right thigh. Then I'm going to put a bend in that right thigh. Bend in the right knee. I guess the thigh doesn't bend, the knee does, right? Sink on down. Prayer hands. Stay here. Nice stretch in the backside. Take your hands, interlace them behind your low back. Work your fingers away from your low back. Work your gaze down towards your right foundational toes. Breathe. Hands come back to prayer center. Come back up to standing. Left foot meets right, right foot meets left, whichever you did. Take a breath in and a breath out. You did it. All right, let's meet our friends back on the mat. Hinge forward here, fold in half. Walk your hands forward. Let's everybody come on down to your bellies. So roll on over or come on down. Take it nice and slow. Let's come to our bellies and let's do Sphinx pose. Once on your belly, bring your chest on up. Bring your forearms parallel to the sides of your mat. Elbows under shoulders, hands spread wide. Legs comfortably long on your mat. Gaze down your nose and hold in your Sphinx pose. Breathe in. And breathe out. All right, make sure everything's kind of away from your arms here because we're going to sweep our arms down here in a moment. So push your blocks aside, lengthen up, and then come on down to your belly. Send your arms long like an extended child's pose. We're going to do Superman. Now you can do Superman in layers. Bring your chin, your nose, your forehead down to your mat. Maybe lift your right leg, maybe lift your left leg. Probably thought, wow, I didn't know I could do that. Then maybe lift both legs. You decide how you like it. Maybe lift one arm or the other or both arms. There's your Superman. Hold on here. Sweep your arms back, nice and long. Palms face down, pinkies towards your hips. Lift out of your chest, lift out of your legs and hold here. Exhale, sweep the arms back. Come back to your Superman. Superman to airplane. Sweep the arms back. Fingers reach your chest, lift. Superman, airplane. Go back to Superman again. Reach. You can bring your legs down if you want or keep them lifted. Sweep the arms back, lift. Big, 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 strong back pose. Sweep your arms forward one more time. I think this is about the 4th or 5th time. And then sweep your arms back again and lift good and high. Finish. Bring your hands underneath your collarbones. Press into your hands. Press up to seal pose. So that's the elbows straight. Soften in your backside. Breathe. Come on up to standing on your knees. All right, camel pose is one we do a lot. Let's do a camel a little different. So you're standing on your knees. Place your block between your ankles. Give it a good squeeze. So you're standing on your knees. Shoulders over hips, hips over knees. All right. Tee out your arms. Tee out your arms and turn to the left. Tick-tock your arms. Left arm comes down and captures your heel. Maybe you reach for the block. Right arm high. Maybe you tuck the toes under, brings your heel up a little higher, and you reach for your heel. Now, you can have the block here or no block at all. I'm going to reach for my heel. I'm really going to kind of cup my heel even. I'm going to look up to my fingers. And then I'm going to bring my fingers back, back, back as best I can, maybe to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Going to hold right here. I feel stable. I've got that heel in my hand. You could be holding on to the block. It's up to you. Maybe I can reach my fingers a little farther. Then I'm going to finish. Right hand goes back up. Then I'm going to press up off of my heel. Tee out my arms again and switch to the other side. Twist to the other side. All right, so once you've twisted to the other side, you can bring that block between the heel, tee out your arms, twist, tick-tock, reach for your heel, the block. Maybe your foot is down on your mat, hips go forward, look up, look back, breathe. I'm gonna twist a little more so I can look at you. There we go. Breathe with a twist, your camel pose. How are you doing? All right, slowly, just breathe, don't sweat it. Slowly come back up, arms out, twist it on back. Remove the block, have a seat on your heels. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out, let the hands come forward, walk them forward, knees can be together or apart. For a brief little child's pose, stretching it out, evening it out, balancing here. Breathe in and breathe out. You got it. When you're ready, let's come on back to your seat. Have your eye shade and your towel up near your shoulders. So bring them back in because you probably moved them a little bit ago when we did that sweeping arm pose. All right, so take your strap, place it under the soles of your feet, and let's come on down to our mats. All the way down with the legs going up, up, up to the sky. Let's do that strappy leg thing that we do sometimes. Bring the right foot out of your strap. Left leg is high to the sky. Start to let the right leg cross the midline of your body, creating a half circle above the body. As you do that, keep your shoulders down. Work the leg toward the earth, doesn't have to touch. You're in control here using that strap. What you can do is when the leg, the pinky edge of the foot or the big toe edge of the foot comes closer to the earth, you can tee out the opposite arm and look over that arm. So just work it. Work the hips nice and gently. You got the strap helping you here. Let's bring the foot up to the sky. Let's lift the other leg slowly and mindfully, thinking of how strong that leg is, thinking of how strong your core is, lifting it up. Putting that leg back in the strap next to the other one. Just give them a tug, balance out, wiggle your hips. Release the opposite leg. I'm going to release my left leg down. Hold on to the strap, keeping that right leg lifted. Left toes towards the shins, so your calf of the left leg stays down. And then start to work the foot to the sides of the room, getting into your hips. Maybe tee out the arm opposite the direction that the leg is going, keeping the shoulders down. Don't you just enjoy your yoga, how it makes you feel? It's a beautiful thing, isn't it? Right foot. Oh, I guess a few more. We need to do a few more here. All right, kind of even out. You want to balance, and you know, the balance part is so important. We all have one side that tends to be stronger than the other, and we tend to want to enjoy and keep that strong side really strong and prove to ourselves, oh, I can do it, and we kind of neglect the weak side. Should be doing just the opposite. Work on the weak side so it gets as strong as the strong side. All right, both feet come back up into your strap. Take a deep breath in, tug the strap. Now bend your knees, release the strap, slowly lower your legs down. You can do this. Now you can feel your tailbone. Feel what that feels like in your mat. Bend your knees. Oh, but let your legs lower. Then bend your knees. Bend your knees. Let's do an alternative to the half pigeon pose we did yesterday, a reclined pigeon. Knees are bent. Lift your right leg up, outside of the right ankle, on top of the left thigh. Kind of like when we did that humble warrior, getting into the hips in all kinds of different ways. Push the inner right thigh open. Breathe. Take your hands. Let the left foot come up off of your mat. Take your hands, interlace your fingers behind your left hamstring. Hug it in. Hug it in, good and tight. Your arms are strong. You did Crouching Panther, you're strong. Let the left foot come down, let the right foot come down. Crisscross the leg over the right knee. Push the inner left thigh open. Lift the right leg up if you want. Maybe that's enough right there. Maybe draw the knee closer to the chest. Maybe take your interlaced hands, bring them behind the knee, rebend the right knee. Hug and squeeze this in good and tight. Lots of layers, lots of ways to take it. We do it differently every day. Check us out. All right, bring your left foot down, bring your right foot down, arms down by your sides. Push your hips up to the sky, brief little bridge pose. Push into your feet, they're really strong. Come on now, you got it. Hips are lifted, roll your spine down, one vertebra at a time. Remember that feeling of the tailbone in the mat when we lowered our legs? Do the same thing here. Once you're all the way down in the spine, release that tailbone. Send your legs long onto your mat. Best pose of the entire practice, final Shavasana. Grab your eye shade or your towel, cover up the eyes. Arms down by your sides. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Soft jaws, softness in the eyes. Pinky toes, remember, let those fall toward the earth. Because you have mobility in your hips. You are strong. You have flexibility in your ankles. You have mobility, greater mobility in your hips. Your shoulders got a good workout today too. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Maybe sigh it out. Okay, you worked your body, you balanced your body, but also more importantly, equally importantly, I don't know how you want to say it, more, less, equal, equilibrium, balance in your mind, your spirit. There's a calm, there's a peace, and that's a good thing. It helps you make better decisions. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. The rest of your day will be better because of your yoga. If you have time, stay here longer and press that little pause button on your remote. Stay here, breathe, and enjoy the peace longer. Linger in the peace. If it's time for you to conclude your practice, take a deep breath in. And a big sigh and breath out, letting any last little residual bit of stress just go away. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, circle your wrists, circle your ankles, stretch and reach like it's your good morning stretch before you get out of bed in the morning. As you exhale, bend your knees and roll into one side or the other as you come into a fetal position. Low arm is bent, top shoulder rests. Take a breath in, take a breath out. Slowly work your way up, press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Take it slowly, just enjoy what you feel. like your dogs do. Take it slow. Nothing else matters. You nap, you walk, you chase a few squirrels. Life is good. Bring your hands to prayer center. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Let it go. Okay, slowly blink your eyes open. Remember we took a stress number in the beginning? What was it? Can you even remember? Or are you so at peace you don't remember? All right, so the stress number, I bet it's gone down. I know it's gone down because your yoga helps aid in mental steadiness, emotional stability, and body equilibrium. You got it going on, everybody. Thank you. See you on your mats tomorrow. Tell your friends about our yoga practice. From us to you, much love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. See you on your mats tomorrow. Bye. Hey, you. Oh, you poor thing. You just get in her shadow, don't you? Bye, everybody. You're still here, and I'm really glad for that. Keep this in mind. The path is made through repetition. Keep showing up, and good things will happen. You know that. I'm glad that you're still sticking around. Tell your friends what the yoga's doing for you. Our yoga is free for anybody and everybody on Facebook and YouTube, and they can join in anytime from the privacy of their own home. Tell them about our practice, please. If you'd like to support our broadcast, you can visit our website. It's www.316yoga.com. Stay on your path, enjoy your yoga, and have a great rest of your day. See you on your mats tomorrow.